AFTV, first game of the season, Arsenal 3, Fulham 0. It was a great performance by Arsenal, assured performance, clean sheet, goals for debutants, assists for debutants, smiles all around, even on Turkish.
Is he smiling?
No, I got to stop saying that now because people can start saying Turkish is always miserable, which he ain't. Right, we're going to begin with you, Turkish, yeah? Leno.
He didn't have much to do, but that first save was vital. I think for him, for us as fans, with the whole Martinez-Leno debate, and for the game itself. Like, we got 1-0 down at that time, the first game of the season. I might have stood up there and said something else. But it is what it is. I think that's a big save. But aside from that, not having to do much, I'll give him an 8.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Let's go to the 3 centre-backs now. Gabriel, debut.
I got this one, Do you know what? I wasn't expecting him to start, but for the performance he put in today, I have to give him a solid. Is 9-2 is too much? I'm going to give him a 9, But where it slips up for me is that little misunderstanding they had at the beginning of the game.
Whose fault was that?
I can't tell because...
Yeah, like Pippa said, you can't really tell. I think Troops mentioned the language barrier as well. But I feel like Gabriel needs that as well. Sometimes when the new defender comes in, get that error out of the way early on. And look what he did for the rest of the game. I think 9's right, Pip.
Yeah, for the first 5 minutes after that error, he did look a bit nervous. But then he fully came into the game. He won every single header in the air, scored with a header on his debut. He even pushed Aubameyang, the captain, said, I'm having that one. Let me get my head on it. And that's what you want to see from your centre-back. So a good performance for me.
Rob Holdinho.
Hey, Holdinho, I'm glad I got that one. Did you see that skill that he did? That skill now. You saw it? Mad. 8.
There was a couple of little times it was a little bit shaky,
but for me, he's always comfortable in a back three. And with the Instagram post by Arsenal the other day, him and Gabriel, I knew they were going to play a back three, and I think he did okay. He didn't put any foot wrong, and he did show some skills. So 8. I'm very generous with my marks. So 8.
All right, 8 for him. Kieran Tierney.
Yeah, I think, Tierney's those players that's going to give you 7s, 8s every game, innit? His heart, desire, sometimes he'll pull out a 9 or a 10 because he's got that attacking side to him, and he's not really playing in his favoured position right now. So I think you got to give him an 8 as well. I think we got a clean sheet. He aided the attack by being quick, breaking the lines. So yeah, for me, 8 as well.
Okay, we play with 2 wing backs, of course. Hector Bellerin.
Bellerin was good for me today. We're seeing a different side to him after that restart as well. We've seen a more of an attacking player from him playing on that wing as well as a wing back. He's going
first playing there, don't he? And he looks better there, don't he?
Yeah, he looks a lot better there. He controlled defensively. He didn't have that much to do. He had some strong, fast players coming up against him, but he handled it well and he was moving the ball forward. So I'd give him an 8.
Ainsley. Maitland-Niles.
I think he really played well. There was this cross he had in that first half that we felt like I should have gambled, and it was with the left foot as well. He was very, very steady, I just give him a 7.
7? Okay, moving into the midfield, Mohamed Elneny.
I think it's a good performance by him. I think that with the rating, you've got to bear in mind the expectation too. I think no one expected him to even perform at that level. I'm not saying he was Pirlo in his prime, but he done his thing. He kept the ball moving. I'd actually say out of the 2 in the middle, he was slightly better. I'd probably lean towards an 8 for Elneny just because I didn't expect that from him. Yeah, 8.
A couple of good results in a row. We don't need Partey now, do we?
You say that, Rob. You'll see me in October. You will see me in October.
I was trying to wind him up, He's you sure we need Partey? Yeah?
We need more than Partey. Yeah, we need more than Partey.
We're going now.
For more than Partey for a party. I'm telling you that much.
If you got like a Partey, but would you keep Elneny as a squad player?
If we got Partey in, you still got to keep every central midfielder we have as a squad player because we're light in the middle, Rob. Everyone can play some sort of part this season. We've got Leicester in the Carabao Cup. You don't want to risk your Premier League players in that one, so you're going to need a 3 in the middle there too. So I think at the moment, my problem with the middle of the park, but that's something to sort out next year in terms of getting rid of people because we're so light. So Partey and Aouar need to come in, and everyone needs to stay.
Xhaka.
Coming off what Turkish said, Xhaka for me was a bit absent at most of the game because Elneny was doing a lot of the work in the midfield. Xhaka good all the time. But just for the fact
He's becoming consistent now,
yeah,
isn't
he's
he?
consistent, and he did what he needed to do. There was nothing extra. I mean, he had a chance to take a shot, kind of fluffed it, and that's what led to the goal as well. But do you know what? Which pass? To Aubameyang?
Yes. You need to that pass. And what of that pass in the Nations League? No, it's part of the pass. Yes, you have to consider everything.
No, we're rating today, yeah?
He didn't pass to Aubameyang. It was William. It was William. Wasn't it? Was it?
But you know the pass as well.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll give him a 7.
Oh yeah, it wasn't for the goal.
Anyway, I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7. Yeah.
Okay. You agree with the 7?
Yes.
All right. Right, we're going front three now. Willian.
My brother, I'll give him a 9. 9 straight. I mean, perfect debut. You know, we're just lacking a goal. Man is direct. He's quick. He can do everything. Like I said in my interview, thank you very much, Chelsea. I like the player. I'll say it now. Thank you very much. I know it's still morning, but thank you. He's doing well. 9.
9. Lacazette.
Lacazette for me probably gets a 7. Obviously, it's good for him to get a goal. I still do expect more from our striker, but he held the ball up very well. He's very physical. He's the only one that's got that skill set in attack for us. So if we're not fixing that attack right now, then we've got to keep Lacazette and make sure he is the one up front this season. With Eddie supporting him, I'll give Lacazette definitely a 7. Yeah.
Aubameyang.
Did he have the greatest first half? No. I wouldn't say that's practically his fault because he wasn't getting enough balls in from behind. But of course, that goal, that will bring his rating up. He's opened his body up again.
Have to have that's the thing about him. When
but
players
the first half was a bit
players like
disappointing.
him, they don't even have to have a. Just give them the ball in the right area at any
It
time.
wasn't happening though. It wasn't happening. But when it did happen, he's going to score, and that's exactly what he did today. So for that reason, he gets an 8 for me. I think that's a good enough rating for his performance today. So I'll give him an 8.
Is that why Turkish, right? And you mentioned it earlier. Is that why we do need someone like a Hossein Aouar? You got a guy like that. If you get the balls into the right areas from him, he does that all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And what it is right now, our attack is kind of aided by the Tierney and Maitland-Niles on the left and Bellerin on the right. Bellerin's he's definitely improved. You see, I was critical of Bellerin a couple of weeks ago, but you can see improvement there in terms of he's doing what Tierney's doing on that side with the ball over the top, trying to find the wingers. So that's aided our attack. But centrally, we're still very, we can't be discussing, I said it earlier to a couple of people, we were discussing Xhaka, Elneny and Ceballos for about half an hour. And then I came to the realization we need to come out of that. We can't be discussing these guys. We need to know that we need better than these guys right now. We can't get lost in that. We need Aouar in, we need Partey in at the moment.
I understand that, but do we have money? We have to spend within our means. It's okay to fancy all these players.
But you're going to get him started again.
No, not about him. No, not him. You know, I want the players as well. But do we have the money? We have to spend within our means.
Do we have the money?
I promise you we have the money.
Where's the comment?
I promise. Okay, Leon.
What have I started now?
You started him. All right, tell him.
Just as a simple example, Newcastle have spent 20 million on Callum Wilson and they're linked with other players, Wolves, 40 million on a guy that had one appearance in Portuguese league last season. That's just teams that we're not thinking about competing with because we're trying to compete with the Man United or the Chelseas. The Man United who are about to sign Sancho, who bought Donny van de Beek. Chelsea, you've seen what they've done. Our money is there, but we have an owner that doesn't give a toss.
Exactly. So the model is different. It's a self-sustaining model. That's what we are running. And he says, I don't want to disturb the model. Then he's not going to put any money. That means we do not have money. We are not like Chelsea. Abramovich and Gaskiana, what's that lady's name? They can sign.
What about Newcastle self-sustaining as well?
No, I don't think he's self-sustaining. I think actually those are the money by himself. We run a system model, and that's why they are taking pay cuts. Has any other club taking pay cuts? No, because it's a system model. So if we are running that means if we cannot sign players because of the model, then we cannot sign players. Then we have to deal with what we have.
Turkish, you're going to have to get a supporters club going for this.
Let me just answer that one, but you see the self-sustaining model, It's led to us being in debt. Well, not debt now, but it's led to us making loss. Like last year, we made a loss financially for the first time since we moved to Emirates. That self-sustaining model has led to a loss. Now, if that self-sustaining model didn't work at the peak of our finances, how is it going to work when we're making losses year on year? Because we're going to make another loss this year because we went out in the last 16. The year before that, we went to the final and still made a loss. This year, it's going to be worse. We went out last 16 in Europa League and finished 8th.
It hasn't worked for 1 year, one financial year, but it's working for donkey years. I mean, 8 or 10 years is greater than 1 year. But all I'm saying is because until we change the model, the guy is not going to really be involved. So we have to spend within our means. I don't like direct debit signings. I don't like piecemeal payments. But my heart is like, oh my God, this season we'll now have to pay 10 million for Pepe. We are still owing them 60 million. Come on. You understand? If you don't have the money, fine. When you have to play higher, qualify for bigger leagues, get the money and then sign the players you need. If you don't have it, how they say, Allah is still.
All right, I'm gonna save Kurt. I'm gonna save Turkish. I nearly call him Curtis again. I'm gonna save Turkish this one for supporters club. You know, you need to do a supporters club on this because it's so interesting. Is the money there? Is it not there? We got to do that. We got to hook that up. We won't get into the subs because none of them are really long enough. Standard 5.
I should have celebrated Rigo with his shirt open. I've signed contract. he dogged me.
He signed it, right? Finally, we're going to just finish off. I'll ask all three of you, the manager, how would you rate him today? Pippa, I'll start with you.
I'll give him a 9. I was going to give him a 10, but, do you know what? We don't do halves, do we? I'll give him a 9, yeah? First league game, it's away, 3 goals. He started people that you wouldn't expect to start, Gabriel and Willian. I didn't expect them to start in the first league game. So for him to put the trust in those players, Gabriel didn't have many training sessions before this. He's gone in, he's done that, clean sheet, scored a goal, and it's a great team philosophy. I'll give him a 9.
Robbie, you need to stop bringing Pippa on. She's too negative. 9. No, I'm joking. No, I'm giving him a 10. I'm giving him a 10 because at the end of the day, like I feel we've come into the season not prepared yet again, but we've started it with a 3-0 win. So it's happy days. It was a perfect result.
I can't believe you're not giving Ceballos any score after that nutmeg.
No, it's not that you're not giving him no score. It just went on long enough so we give him a standard 5.
That nutmeg alone.
It was a brilliant.
7 or 8.
Yeah,
that nutmeg alone.
And the back heel.
Yeah, and the back heel. But that handy badge with Ketia, -3. So gives him 5.
No, we like to see a bit of fight, don't we?
Yeah, but that was uncalled for, I'm waiting to see how the manager will handle it. I'm waiting to see. He's saying...
Well, they both played.
Yeah, they both played. He's saying he did not see it. He doesn't know. Wenger style. I didn't see it. We are waiting for him. But, manager 9, I think he did really well. You can see the fluidity in the team, eyebrows were raised when Pepe wasn't in the squad. It's working, so 9, okay. Yeah.
All right, so that's the player ratings. It's all very positive. And Eddie and Ketty, if you're out there, if you need any backup, call.